The recording has been started. Now I'm coming here. The topic is finalize. This is a new topic. Finally, we have already discussed with try catch, if you can remember. And final, in the last class, we have given the demo. So final with primitive data type, final with non-primitive data type, with object data type. Final with class, final with methods. So 4 places we have seen the demo. Final in data type is primitive and non-primitive, two kind of data type. Final with class we have seen that class is final, so we cannot extend the class. If data is final, primitive data type, it means you cannot change the value of that. If non-primitive data type is object data type, so you cannot change the assignment of that. It means you cannot hold the new object. Okay, so that the restriction it is putting there. And after that, methods label. So methods label, we cannot override the methods in the child class. So that's the most important concepts about data type. So now we have a finalize. So what is a finalize? First we have to understand that finalize is a method. You see here final is a keyword, means you just use it like public static keywords are there. So final is a keyword. Finally is a block. So in try catch we have design one finally block, and finalize is a method. So I will tell you that where this method present and how to implement the methods. Okay. Now coming to the finalize method. So in Java we have one object class. You can see here it is present in java.lang.package. So you go there, GRE system library, and then go to rt.jar. So this is a complex way of going. I will show you easiest way of going. And you go to the java.lang package. So CDEFGH. I have to go to Java. Java.lang. So you go there, java.lang package. So when you go to java.lang package, only java.lang I want. Okay. So when you come here, you will see the object class CDEFGHIJKL. So object class in Java is the super parent class of all the classes in Java. Okay, and you go there, you will see that it is from the JDK 1.0, means from the starting of that, and just window show view outline. So we will see here the finalize method. So finalize method is a protected method in present in where? Present in object class. You can see it is having a blank body. Blank body, it means it is expecting that you need to write the code. So if you want to use the finalize method, what you have to do, you have to override it and then you have to write the logic for that. Okay. So first you have to understand from where it is present and how you will have to implement. So it is present in the object class. First thing is that. Second thing is that to use it, you have to override it. But what is the use of this? Now I will come to the main point. What is the use of that? Now let me show you how to access object class if you have something, any class in Java. So let me come to the finalize demo, CDEFGH, GHF, final class demo. Finalize, 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 finalize. Form.finalize, yeah. So let me rename it. Right click, refactor, rename. Final, finally, finalize. Continue. Now we have. So final class demo we have already seen. Now I'm coming to the finalize. Finalize is a method. So this is final. This is finalize. You can see here what I'm doing here. I have a class, okay, which name is finalize demo. So this is the constructor of the class, finalize demo constructor. So if you can recall like what is a constructor, so constructor name and class name is same. and normally it is used to initialize the variable. So I don't have the variable, so just I have put a dummy code that in both of the cases it will just invoke. So I've just put a dummy code, yes, constructor is invoked. Now I'm coming to the finalize method. To use the finalize method, first let me open the object class. So if you want to use the object class, so you just type object object class and hold down control and click. It will open you directly the object class. Okay. So now let me open side by side. Should be okay. Go to the finalize method of the object class. And then I will show you how to override it. You can see line number 555. So it is the finalize method. So what do you have to do? You have to just copy this entire code. Okay, just copy this because we are going to override. So overriding means same, everything should be same. First, let me comment this part and then paste it in new things. So this is the role of finalize method. And if you want to override, so first you have to copy and paste here in the local. And how you will say that it's a overriding concept, because you will say that it's a relationship of parent child. So I already told you that every class in Java has a by default parent which is object class. So that's why we can call it it's a overriding concept. So we are going to override this finalize method. Override means in the parent class the same method should be there, and in the child class same method name should be there. So this concept in Java is called method overriding. So we are just going to override the method in the parent class, means object class, the method is there, and in the child class also the method is there. Now what I will do, I will write the code for this. So this is the body, method body, you can see here. Don't modify anything and just type something which you want. So this is the code I have written, this is dummy code, to show you that when it will be called. Just focus on that, how to override. So we have already overridden. So this comment part is not needed. Let me remove it. You can see here, I have a class which has a constructor and which has a finalize method. Now, first we have to know that how to implement it. Okay, how to design it. First part is that. So design part is complete. Now I'm coming that what is the use of finalize method. So in Java, we have a garbage collector concept. Garbage collector means, like suppose that you created one object, anonymous object, okay, and now nothing, no reference is there, nothing is pointed, it's become anonymous object. Anonymous means there is no use of that. Means it's just acquiring the memory space, but it's of no use. So what Java will do, Java has a program called JVM and it automatically triggers the garbage collector. Garbage collector means what are the things which is not needed, just remove all the things from the memory and free up the memory space. So it is done automatically. But there is a way to trigger it manually as well. So there is one automatic trigger and there is one manual trigger. So first I will show you the manual trigger. Automatic trigger, since it's a long program, big program will execute, so it will take in care automatically. We cannot show that demo, but for the manual things we can see the demo. So what will happen when Java will trigger that garbage collector? So garbage collector looks for this finalize method. Okay, but what is the code you have written? Consider that you, at the time of creation of object, you have set some variables, you have opened some database connection and whatever, means like you have connected some, acquired some resources like printer and whatever it is. So those kind of codes you have written during like what do you call object creation. So what will happen, even the object will become anonymous. So it will keep on acquiring the things which it was assigned earlier. So finalize method, we use to write those code that it should free those objects if it is going to remove from the memory. So first I have to like write those kind of codes. So since here we don't have those kind of code, so I just put the dummy code. Dummy code means like so that when it will be triggered. So basically when object is going to be destroyed in the memory. So before that, Java, before that, Java looks for this finalize method. And whatever the code it is written inside that, it will execute automatically. Means you don't need to call it. See, constructor is automatically called. We don't need to call it. So similarly, like constructor, it is called destructor. Destructor means before destroying the object, Java will trigger this method automatically. I don't need to call it. Okay. We have to find anonymous object for that. Okay. And garbage collector need to be triggered. You see here, the things we can change here is just a protected, you can make it as a public, because I told you it can be same, it can be upgraded, it cannot be degraded. So if it is a protected method, it remain protected, or it can become public, it can become, or nothing can be changed. Void cannot be changed. It's a method overriding concept. So this can be always same. The name should be same, and like there should be no argument as well, because we are going to override the method. So in the case of method overriding, you need to change this. These things you can remove. This is optional part, as you have already know this concept, things to remember. So this last class we already discussed about the throws declaration. So those things are optional. So you cannot change this. You cannot change this, but you can change this. You can make it upgrade, not degrade. So that thing, and dummy code, anything you can put, it's up to you. Just print and whatever, just to show that demo that it is happening. Now see here in the main method what I'm doing here. I'm creating two objects of which class? This class. This is the class. So I'm just creating two objects. So two objects I have created, and both objects I am holding. Holding means obj is holding this object. Obj1 is holding this object. So let me show you this part first. Then what is happening? Then I will show you next thing. If I create the object, so constructor will be automatically called. You remember constructor. So this will be automatically called. Let me show you. The two objects we created. So two objects, two times constructor will be automatically called. You can see here. Now what I do, this is anonymous object. Anonymous object means I'm just creating it, but not assigning it to anyone. So what it will do, it will just trigger this constructor. This object will remain in the memory and it will acquire some space. Okay. Suppose that your program is going to execute and it is taking 2-3 hours for execution. In that 2-3 hours, it is just acquiring the memory space even it is not used. So how many genuine objects and how many anonymous objects? Now you can see here. One by one, I'm keep on adding. So there are two genuine objects for which we have object reference. So this left side is called reference, right side is called object. So this is one object and this is called reference. Means anytime next line or next to next line, if I want to call this object, I have something name via which I can call. This object will be called. For this object, we have given the name like this, obj1. So via obj1 I can call. But this line number 23 and line number 24, these two objects will be created. But after that you cannot call it because you have not given any name. So no name, anonymous objects, just use for one line. After that there is no chance. So let me execute to show you a demo that there are two objects which is like object with object reference and two are anonymous object, but you never know that which one is anonymous, right? But you will see the code, then you can show, oh, 4 objects created, among them 2 are anonymous. These are anonymous. Anonymous means without any reference.
So Rajiv, this anonymous, we can create multiple.
Yeah,
it's allowed. Okay.
Yeah. Basically when you have just one liner thing, so you can create the anonymous.
Yeah,
Okay.
I remember now. You said in one of the classes, I think.
Okay. So these are anonymous and these are like reference. So left side is just a reference, and right side is object. So we have 4 objects created. 2 of them are anonymous and 2 are non-anonymous. So if you want to trigger it, means like the garbage collector, so there is a way and you have to know the way. So in line number 30, you can see that I am having one line of code which is called system.gc. So if you go to gc, go to this method and see what is the code written here. So it is calling runtime. Actually, runtime is a separate class in Java. Runtime.get runtime.gc. So basically, GC is calling this code. Okay. So we can access this class. So what you can do, you can go there and see what is the code written. So it's a native method. Native method means in Java, its code is not developed. Code is written in some other languages like maybe C, C++, or assembly language. Okay, it can be any language, but it has been implemented or integrated with the compiler and to give the use of public. So how public will use, right? So they have given the name as a GC. So you have to call GC, then you can call it by a class name. Okay, that's okay. So this is the native method, means like code will not be there. It means code is already written in other language, because this is just Java interview question. What is a native method in Java? So native method in Java, it means code is written in some other language. And to use the code, they have just given the name as a method. And once you want to use that code, you just call the method, that code will be triggered. So basically, this method is present where? In the runtime class. And system class is just calling that runtime class, you can see here. And based on that, you can use it. So either you can use this code or either you can use this code. Anything you can use, the code, same code will be executed. Now you see here, we have, let me comment this part. One by one I will show, then you will understand. So you have two objects, which is like normal objects, and one object is anonymous object. And after creating the anonymous object, when you will call system.gc, it will call this class, this method will be called. And once this method will be called, so before calling of this method, means cleaning the memory object, it will automatically look for this method. Okay, if this method is there, then it will trigger the code whatever it is written here. Okay, so before destroying the object, Java will look for the finalize method. I repeat, automatically. I'm not going to call this method, and this method will be automatically called by the GC. So program has been designed in such a way that you will call GC and GC will automatically trigger this. So this, whatever the code means, like database connection close, free the resources, printer, whatever things you have want to do, put all the codes in this method, and this method will take care of everything. Just I am giving you one line demo, but think of that perspective that you have something, so you can design in that way. So now coming to this part, when I'm calling system.gc, so it will look for this finalize method, and this method will be automatically triggered. And let me write one line of code end of the program, so that you will understand when and which order it is executed. So this is also anonymous object, new date. You can see a lot of examples are there. Just one line, I want to print the date, then I will use new date. So let me run this. You can see here, 1, 2, 3 times constructor is called because there are 3 objects created. And how many anonymous objects were there? Only one. So this finalize method from this class is invoked, and then end of the program. So the order of execution is like that. When I'm calling this, this is automatically triggering this, and whatever the code is written, that is automatically executed. Now, if instead of this, I just want to trigger this one, either this or that, it's up to you. You can see here, finalize method from this is invoked. So both is calling the same line of code. There's no changes are there, right? Let me add one more object, anonymous. For this is not being called. You just remember this. This is just responsible for cleaning the anonymous things. So this time it will call 2 times. Every object it is called once. Just remember things. Same like constructor. Constructor is called once for every object. So finalize method also will be called for every anonymous object. So there were 2, so it will call 2 times. Now we have one more. Just to show you that if I am increasing the anonymous object, so my like finalize method call will be increasing. You can see here. And this is just a code, line number 34, to show the demo that if I have a program open and I want to programmatically, means via automation code, I want to trigger it, handle it. So you see here, suppose that I have opened Notepad. And this is a program. You can see here in the right click taskbar, task manager, I will show you. This is a program. So Notepad is the program actually. These are applications, so program. And I want to close it programmatically. So this line of code I will activate. So runtime.get runtime.exec. So what it does, it takes the command line argument and it executes. Means whatever the CMD prompt you are going and executing. So all those commands directly it can execute it in the Eclipse as well without going to command line prompt. So I'm using runtime.get runtime.exe. Then I'm calling the task kill. So task kill is a like application which is used to kill the task forcefully. And what the program you want to kill? So it is just killing that program. So same line of code, I'm triggering it from Eclipse, and you see here that notepad is closed or not. So let me show you side by side. Just be focused on Notepad, the demo of line number 34. So this will trigger how many times? 3 times. Finalize method will be called. And one more operation I'm doing, I'm just closing this task. Notepad. You can see here, it is closed automatically. I didn't close it. Okay. So that's the main thing. And some places you will see in my future programs, I will be using this so many times. And this throws one exception, IO exception. You can see here, input output exception, runtime.get runtime.exe. So anyone has any doubt about finalize method, how to trigger it, how to design it? I told you that normally it will take half an hour to complete this topic. Finalize method. So we have another example, test garbage.
Yeah, Rajiv, one thing I just want to, can you just explain one more time that this protected void finalize throwable part? I'm a little bit confused.
You can remove this. This is optional part. I told you in the last class when I was discussing about the points to be remembered. You remember that there were 2 cases. If in the parent class you have declared the exception or not declared the exception. Only 2 cases were there. So I explained that part. Whether you there or not, I think you were there, right?
Yeah, I was there. Yeah.
Last class. So same thing. One case is there is no exception, and one case is in the parent class you have declared the exception. So if you see the object class, in object class we have the exception already declared.
Okay, that's fine. I think I will go through the recording, then I will be able to. I got the gist now. So we can
Let me
continue.
show you. No, let me show you. This is object class, right? And you go to the last one. You see, this is the parent class. Basically, object class is what? Parent class. So in parent class, we have declared the exception. Throws, throwable. This is already written. So in the child class, when you will come here, so what you can do, either you can have the same exception the child of exception, or no exception. Three cases were there. Okay. So I'm not changing anything, just putting the same. Okay. Either it could be same, or it could be the child of that, or it could be no exception, but you cannot define parent of that, right? So that's the normal practice we have to follow. So if I remove throwable like this, then also I will not get any compilation error, because as per the rule, it is allowed in Java. Object class is the parent class. Here the exception is already declared, but in the child class I can remove it, or I can put the same, or I can put the child as well. Means throwable child, exception is there. So this is also valid, means there is no problem. But if you go to the parent of throwable, that is not allowed. Okay. The parent
Yeah.
of throwable is what? Object. So I'm getting a compilation error. If you can remember the hierarchy of exceptions, then you will come to know that throwable is the most super, and above throwable only object is there. So parent is not allowed, same is allowed, child is allowed, or no, or you can go with the no exception. So just put the same. If you have any confusion, you just copy and put the same, no problem. One thing you can change here, you can make the protected as a public. Upgradation is allowed, degradation is not allowed. Either put same, cannot degrade, upgradation is allowed. So private is the list, then default, then protected, then public. So I'm just making it a public. But if I remove this, you see here, I'm getting a compilation error. It means I'm making default. So default is a low level. So we cannot go to the low level. Same level, high level can be there. So why to change
Okay.
that? Put the same. Should be okay. And what else confusion was there? Tell me.
No, they got it. No.
So this part now you understand. I'm just putting the same method and just putting the dummy code. Dummy code means I just want to know when it is going to trigger. So this will tell me that when it is going to trigger. Either it is 1 line, 2 line, 3 line, 4 line, 100 lines. I don't care. This method will be called, whatever it is written inside, that will be triggered. So
Okay.
either you can use system.gc, or either you can use runtime.getRuntime.gc. It's up to you.
Yeah, this part I got. I mean, that's
So
fine.
this is easy to understand, and normally people are using system.gc, but it's better you understand what system.gc is doing. If you understand that system.gc is calling this one, so that's better, right? And this is something similar, just task killing things. I just added it because in future I will be using this so many times. So as on I'm just putting as a comment, no problem. You can see here we have a new date, and after that again I will call system.gc. So what should happen? One more object will be there. I don't think for this we have finalize method. Finalize method is for particular class only. So this class is having a different, and this class is having a different. So in this class we don't have finalize method overridden. So it will just trigger it from the object class. I think it will not be done. So no need of writing like this. It's based on the class. So once particular class object is killed, then this finalize method is invoked. It's not related to date class. You can see how many times constructor is called, how many times destructor is called. So 5 constructor is called and 3 finalize method is called. And how 3? Now you better understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Automatically triggering finalize method. And if you don't write any override method, I just comment it out, right? So it will directly call the finalize method from here, and then it will have nothing inside that. So it will trigger it, but you will not know whether it is triggered or not. Let me run it. You can see here only constructor part is called, the is commented out. So it is running from object class. Main object class is already having blank. So no code execution, nothing, like you will never know that what happened if I trigger this. So it's better to have it. Then you will come to know it's executed. Correct? Anyone has any doubt regarding these things? Finalize. In the interview, if you come here, you see this is very important thing. Why people are asking like this? Actually, these three are not related to each other. But in the interview, we will see now people are asking that what is final, what is finally, what is finalized. Because it is making some kind of confusion to the people. You see here, final, final, final. Everywhere it is final. Final is common. So final is the keyword in Java. First you have to tell final is a keyword in Java. Finally is a block in Java. Finalize is a method in Java. This is very important. If you can tell like that, then this is something important. Now you can tell that where we can use. So final keyword can be used class level, method level, variable, primitive, non-primitive. Okay. Finally is a block used with try, catch finally, or try finally, like that. You can tell either try finally or try catch finally. Finalize is a method in Java which is present in the object class as a protected method, and in the child class you have to just override it. You have to write the code, and to invoke this finalize method you have to create some kind of anonymous object, and then later you have to do what? You have to call system.gc. So system.gc will automatically trigger this finalize method. Okay, so you can see some point it is written in the blue and white. Garbage collection in Java happens automatically during the lifetime of a program. It means program is executing 24 hours, 1 hour, 2 hour, those kind of scenario you think. Eliminating the need of delocated memory. So sometimes memory are allocated, but objects are free, so they are just acquiring the memory. So it will automatically trigger and look for those objects. It will clean up the memory. So normally this is something Java is designed for. All unreferenced object means anonymous object. Okay, all unreferenced means anonymous objects. Memory are reclaimed, so they will be removed. And it is saying that explicit call means explicit means manually you can call system.gc or runtime.getRuntime.gc. So this is the only information it is saying. So custom exception we have already seen that how to design custom exception and use it. So this is already done part. Write a program where user defined exception is thrown. So you have already that example. You can show that. Exception handling you go. And we have age exception, invalid age exception, right? And where we have designed it, let me show you that part. This is design part, and where we have used custom exception. Right there. You can see, let me close this. Close left. So side by side, then you will come to know. You see here, this is custom exception, invalid age exception demo. So this is the custom exception. I have designed it. And how to use it, you already know. With the help of if clause and throw keyword, I am just calling that exception. So based on condition matching, it will trigger. And design part, we have to just put two constructors. One is default constructor and one is parameterized constructor, which will call their parents one. So it has a parent constructor and parent one, that is the runtime exception. So like this you can design. It's okay. We have already gone through that topic. Write a program to handle multiple exceptions. So multiple exceptions mean multiple catch block it is talking about. So we have that example as well. Just I'm trying to recollect. Multiple catch block example. This is one where we have catch arithmetic exception, array index out of bound exception. One is a runtime exception and one is exception. So we have to follow some rules. You remember the parent exception should be put at the bottom and child in the top of that order. If there is no dependency, so you can put in any order. It's okay with. Now, this is also one example of multiple catch. So it is arithmetic or array index out of bound, and this is exception it is handling. This is also multiple one, array index out of bound, runtime, and exception. Three kind of exception. This is also exception handling. So multiple catch blocks are there, arithmetic, array index, out of bounds, null pointer, exception. So this so many exceptions are there. And finally block is just put at the last. So finally the optional block, when you have a try and catch, so finally becomes optional. When you have try but don't catch, then finally is mandatory. Can tell like that? Write a program where a subclass and a superclass both throws exceptions. Rules for throwing exception from the subclasses need to be considered. So we have already covered that part, throw and throws, where it is. So you can see here, throws declaration is there, and we have a parent and child relationship. So this was some question, parent and child. So let me close left one. Just trying to recollect the things so that you can just remember. So this is the overridden method and parent and child exception rules it is asking about. So we have already seen that thing last day. Just I'm trying to recollect the things. So this is done. Now some more programs they have given, and you just try to go through the programs and you can check whether you can do it or not. So this is something very important and you have to check it a palindrome or not. So I will tell you the logic of that. So there is a word given here, TRUTH. So from left side and right side. If you read it, it should be same. So that is called a palindrome. So I have couple of examples. I will not go all the like examples, but I have couple of examples. For rest of the examples, you can just open it, try to resolve it. The internet is there, and wherever you are stuck, you don't understand, you can discuss with me. Okay. So I believe we have a palindrome program here, right? Lab exercise. So this is palindrome program. You can see here. You can take any word. So let me comment it out and take the same example, truth. String str1 or str equal to truth. Now you have to check whether the word is a palindrome or not. So first you will do one thing. You convert it into lowercase or uppercase. Yes, maybe case sensitivity will be a problem. So I just converted into a lowercase. So what I'm doing here, str equal to str dot to lowercase. So first it will convert and this object will become anonymous and this object will be stored. So it will just convert into new, but since both are same, so that only same object will be pointed here. But normally it will try to create a new object if it is not matching. But since it is matching, so it is not creating new object, but it will just. Now, so there are multiple ways of doing this program. So I will show you one or two should be okay. So first I am creating a reverse. That's what I will do. I will reverse and store it like this. Okay. And later on I will compare and tell whether it is the same or not. So this is something first way. So reverse program, you already know how many times we have gone through that. start the index means from the right position. So length minus 1, this is the start index. Greater than equal to 0, this is from where you want and from up to where you want to traverse. And then I minus minus I am putting, right? So this is something code I have put in the condition. And then I'm saying that reverse equal to reverse plus str dot char at I. So what I'm doing here, one by one I'm reading the character and I'm just concatenating and storing it. So it will just reverse it and one by one it will reverse and store like that. And after that, I printed here that str was like this and reverse is like this. And I'm saying that here if str is equals to the reverse, then it is a palindrome, else it is not a palindrome. Like this is the first logic. I will tell you other logics as well. Let me execute it. You can see here. TRUTH. What a word was there? TRU, TRURT. Sorry, that's what I was thinking. This is the word, and again it will be converted into reverse order and see what is the output we are getting. So it is saying that left and right, first it's displayed that what was the first one and what was the reverse one. And then it is comparing and telling that it's a palindrome. So this is something like that. So this is one way. Now I will show you other ways. Other ways is that if you don't want to do reverse order and then you want to compare whether it is a palindrome or not. So logic says that take the first character from here, take the last character from here. One by one you compare. Okay, two loops will be working. One is from left side, one will be right side. Actually loop will be one, but index position wise I am just comparing. And this will again R will be picked from here, then this position will be in what you call decremented and it will become this character and now it will compare. If any point of time, if it is not matching, so it should break the loop and tell that it's not a palindrome. If all the characters are matching, so after completion of loop, come out of the loop and check whether that what was the value of the flag. So I have taken one flag. Flag means initially I am assuming that this is something true or false. And based on the program, I will compare and tell that whether it is a true or false. You see, initially what I have taken? I have taken the true. Means assumption is this is a palindrome. Now come to this logic. You can see here. Line number 32 to line number 40. Only think of this logic, what I'm doing here. I'm saying that left index is 0, right index is str dot length minus 1. You can do multiple assignments. So I have taken left and right. So left position I have set from 0, right position I have set from length minus 1. And I'm saying that if this is a very long character, then also this will work up to half. So condition is left is less than equal to right. Okay, whether it is even number or odd number. This condition, that's left I will increment and right I will decrement. But this loop will just work for half. This will keep on incremented and this will keep on decremented. Once this condition is not matching, left is less than right, then this loop will be break. Then I'm saying that left is incremented, left plus plus, and right is decremented, right minus minus. So this is something condition thing. Okay, because my logic is that I will take left index, right index, and both I will compare. So now what I'm doing here, see, I'm just printing here left part and right part. For your information, just I'm printing that any point of time you can see the output as well. And I'm saying that str.char at left, that's the index, left is index. If not equal to str.char at, right? So it means this is not a palindrome. Set the flag as a false. So initially I have taken the flag as a true, but anytime based on condition check, if it is not matching, then I am setting the flag as a false, and then I am breaking the loop. So no need of doing further comparison. Consider that first position and last position didn't match. So what you will do? I will just tell that, oh, this is not a palindrome, and break up the loop. If second character I find that it didn't match, then I will do the same. Any character find that it didn't match, it will just break out the loop. And after completion of the loop, if the initial value was true, right, and finally remain true, and this didn't apply, so it will remain true. So I will just come out of the loop and I will check. Okay, tell me what is the final value of flag. If it is true, then it's a palindrome. If it is a false, then it is not a palindrome. So let me first run with the valid set, and then I will show you invalid. You can see here it is comparing, but it is not comparing every character, left part and right part. That's the only thing it compared. You see here TRU. Okay. Now I'm saying that compare 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. Anything I have given. Let me run. And you see from to where this loop will work. So 4 was okay, 5 was not okay. So what it did, it is saying that not a palindrome. First it printed, you see here, and it set the value as a false, and then it come out, and finally based on this value it is saying that not palindrome. You can see here. So this is something important programming concepts you should know. So this is one programming concept. I will show you one more logic for the same program. How to check whether it is a palindrome or not. I'm just taking this. I will change some of the values. So loop condition will be changed. The string is what? str. str dot length divided by 2. So this is the right part. I have to compare it with someone. So left. You can see here. So condition you can change and you can trigger this loop. Rest of the things will be same. You can see not a palindrome. If you test with the valid set of data, I'm just commenting it out. You see here, in this I have some special characters and all such things. So I want to remove that. So first I will do this replace all. So it will remove everything, and what is the thing which I'm going to print? You can see this is the thing I'm going to print. It's going to compare. So I just showed you, and rest of the things will be same. So basically, when it removed everything from that, it become like this. And I already converted into the two lowercase. There were some uppercase characters as well, but now it is, you can see one by one it is comparing. So A N M A N A P L, order like that. And finally it compared everything, and when it come out of the loop, it is saying that it's a palindrome. Why? Because everything is equal. So you see here what the logic it's saying, that if not equal, then make a false and break. But if it is equal, then no problem. So finally it will come out and it will hold the original value as value whatever I have set as a true, and based on the same value, it will do the printing, palindrome or not. So if it is a true, so print palindrome. If it is not a true, means false, so print not palindrome. That's it. So anyone has any doubt? We cannot go through all the programs, but you can give a try with yourself, and if you find any difficulty, you can discuss among your WhatsApp group, and you can ask me anytime, no problem. So we have a class tomorrow as well, and tomorrow I'm planning to go through the collections framework, and that is something very important and is the last topic of Java. Okay, so after that you can consider that you have gone through very good concepts of Java, and collection is something unavoidable. If you don't know collection, it means selection chances are very low. So collection is a must go topic. You have gone through a lot of concepts in Java so far, but collection is something on the top of that. Without collection, no one assume that you know Java. Okay, so collections framework is mandatory framework, and you have to anyhow go through it. That's either you like or don't like. You have to learn this collection framework. Okay, and in detail I will teach you. Don't worry. That's very easy framework. The people who don't know, they can say that yeah, collection something like so tough, but it's very easy to understand.
So it's a 1 or 2 day class. It will be right,
Collection is
2 3 days.
like 4 5 classes, I believe.
4 5 classes. Okay, the biggest,
I think
longest
more
one.
than that. I was more than collection is there and is a comparable and comparator interface. That is also 2 class, big class. You see what other topics are there? Iterator, list iterator, collection class, set, has set, linked has set, map. There was one comparator and comparable. Yeah, this one also. This will take 2 class. Just one page it is written. It will take 2 class.
Okay.
And this is something complex topic. So be ready for that. Okay. So I'm just giving you just what I know that normally it's complicated to understand in a single one. So it will take 2 or 3 days to understand like why the comparator is there and how do you make use of that. Comparable is easy, but comparator is something a bit new for you. You have to learn additional concept to understand that. I think 10 more classes it will take. It will take total for collections and other things, whatever we have. Let's see.
Okay.
Okay, thanks all for joining today's class.
Thank you. Thank you, Rajan.
Thank you.